Topical issue once more, and today's topic is a call out to faith warriors worldwide. I send a spiritual Moscow to the faith warriors of the world, a Moscow to a new struggle, a Moscow to the new format of engagement. Truth to the faith and lack of authority influences. But your spiritual faculties engaged, dedicated to your deity and your own manuals. This is a time of deceit, a time when the subtle are beguiling us with the riches and the comforts of the world, a time where fame is worshipped, glamour and wealth, a time where blackmail is the norm, corruption is the fashion, and ethical hygiene is considered an absurdity. What are the old manuals in question here? These are the Vedas, the Ramayanas, the Mahabharatas, the Bhagavad Gita, the Granth Sahib, the Tripitakas, the Torah, the Bible, the Quran, and other visitations. These are the war manuals that the eternal entity has used to visit us and teach us different aspects of warfare. In the process, we are called out to war according to the colleges of our manual spiritual martial academies. By this I mean, God has taught us different approaches according to the different visitations. You will find Ram and the way he went to war and what it spiritually means, spiritual purity. You will find Krishna, the way he waged war and what it means. You will find Buddha and the enlightenment and what it appertains. You will find Torah and Yahweh's visitation and how things went. You will find Christianity. That's what they call it. Me, I call it discipleship to Jesus. And the manual tells you on how to wage your warfare. You will find the Quran, the Holy Quran, talking about Muhammad, peace be upon him. And it will teach you Islamic engagement. These are the manuals that I'm calling upon the believers according to visitations in faith to take into consideration. Why am I making this call out? Soldiers, watch out for the evil schemes of the enemy. There are things that are happening that don't favor our faith, that don't favor human rights. Yes, when you are a believer, every war manual calls you out to act as a warrior. You are the warrior. You have to look out, find out, engage, and ensure that if you can't stop it, you rebuke it and engage others so that evil is stopped across the world. You are the warriors. Engage the enemy and take. You engage. Don't be quiet when policies, when laws, when activities of impunity are being displayed openly or in hiding. Rise up. Take and capture and maintain territory. There are things that have happened. Some were done before we all woke up. Find them out, challenge. Change everything and maintain that. Be always on the watch out. Yes, you are called to be sentinels. You are called to be watchmen. You will have to watch out because the faith calls upon you. You are called to spiritual warfare in your fields of profession. If you are a judge, if you are a teacher, if you are a religious leader, a politician, a parent, and somebody who influences society in any aspect, you are called upon. In your everyday life and in shaping lifestyles and governments, as your manual prescribe, without extremism. Let's not go to extremism because that is what has hurt the society. That's what has let things that are against humanity be introduced. Extremism. Extremism calls out, closes out any reasoning. Sometimes you are given false doctrines and the extreme followers are ready to enforce them, thus doing us injustices that God or the entity or the deity has not called or caused to us. And we take it as what is in the manuals. It may not be in the manuals. It may be people trying to take control of us, and they use extremists within us. So avoid extremism. Engage in every sphere, profession, whatever, life or everything. In every continent, this is a continental thing, according to your calling, you are a faith warrior. In every country and in every town. In the past video, the legal jargon, which was done about 2 days, I referred to the judges as gadgets. I said those terms did not mean demean them, accuse them. But I'm going to give you an example where the innocent, the faith warrior, because there are judges who are faith warriors, they believe. But you find there is something called jurisprudence. Jurisprudence or jurisprudence. Sometimes the pronunciation according to where we come from becomes a problem. So understand, something to do with law. There are times when cases are passed in other places where a certain thing is intended. And then when those cases are brought, already they have hacked your judgment. So no matter what you want, think, see, that is the judgment you are going to pass. So you are legally hacked. Somebody will look at you as a criminal. But within that time, that situation, that was the only judgment that could be passed for your sake, for the sake of the law that time. So you know you are hacked. what you are passing is an injustice. But from the other ruling traditions, that is the judgment. I called lawyers Jonas. It was not a derogatory remark. I said it was past that play. There are lawyers who also get in such a situation. You are a government lawyer. You work in the offices of attorney generals and things like that. This is a government policy. This is something that you are sent legally, so you are bound. You cannot tell it out because of the responsibility. It becomes difficult. You know you are advancing an irregularity. You are advancing something that is going to destroy the rights of the people, but you are tied. You are gagged. So what do? You present it and yawn, knowing that this is going to be the result. But in that situation, there is nothing else you can do. You cannot alert anybody, because if you do that, you will get jailed. Severe legal steps will be taken against you for releasing confidential matters. So you see an injustice being done. But what can you do? You are you are putting it across. You are the one putting it across. Your job calls you to put it across. An injustice which has been overwhelmingly sent to you. So what do? You just yawn, listen, because you know an injustice shall be passed, and the judge knows he or she is hacked. So there is nothing else he or she can do. That is now why people within those professions also should help by finding out and challenging, because this person can't challenge, this person cannot bring it to you, it's illegal. So you wake up, you challenge. In professions, in companies, there are times even when people are overcharged, companies, maybe communication, maybe what, they'll bring things like tariffs, they'll bring things like, which they work within themselves. I remember when fiber cables were being put, we were promised free internet countrywide. Nothing like that has happened. Those free internet places that are there within, they are coded, and who knows the code? So they are not free at all. You can't access them. They are paid for by the councils, of course. But can you access them? So situations like that, those are rights that you'll find that are being infringed. But who do you tell? So there are those people who do that, who are within those laws. There are medical things, infringements being done in hospitals, body organs being stolen and things like that. It is difficult for somebody working within that establishment, sometimes tied, to be able to, because you know criminals, gangs will also follow you up. So it is up to those people who know that to be able to rise up. So as a warrior worldwide, there are injustices in social systems. I may talk of laws that are broken. You have things like pedophile or whatever. There are places where you have sex tourists. They want to defile underage children. So what do? They know the boundary of a country extends up to here. They look for a yacht, go to no man's land, commit the crimes, and then come back. Where do you take them? So also, this legal quagmires that deal with boundaries, how do you solve them? If I commit a crime in no man's land and come back, can you charge me for that crime? Sometimes people also get in quagmires. You go to a different country, and certain legal implications are put upon you. You can't defend yourself you didn't know. You may not know because they are not the norm in your place. You are the people who are supposed to find out how to see that everything can be taken care of. People are protected in other places. If it is the medical field, if it is all fields, every aspect, even leadership. So it is upon us to look upon that. I was talking of establishment of traditions in judgment, and which dictates. So what am I saying? That before the policies that are set start policing us, because they act as the police to you. Once they have been set, you cannot go again. You say they are not legal, you are told that is the policy. What next do you do? So before they start policing you, clamp down on them. There are places where laws that would not have been passed in parliament, things that are completely illegal were passed through policies. So it's illegal, but it's a law. It was not passed through your parliamentary procedure, but it's a law. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that you, faith warriors, are called upon to regularly check, be awake, so that when such issues arise, you can be able to clamp down on them, so that we don't end up in an insane society where you see everything is an insanity, but there is nothing you can do to challenge because the policies override you. The policies are even overriding the laws. So what else happens? You are supposed to stand up so that you don't become animals. You saw the things of cadavers. It started with donating bodies for experiments. Went beyond that, now it's eating, and now you can be slaughtered and you have donated, you know what follows. Now also, what has been happening in those things, you find that there are some policies, they are engaged without going through the law, that are making up other countries poor. People are condemned to perpetual poverty. No matter which politician comes in, majority will remain poor. Who is to challenge that? The poor people cannot. They don't have the legal muscle, the monetary muscle. And there are people within the systems, they can't challenge. They will be seen to be going against the grain. This is where faith warriors from diverse cultures, diverse religious alignments are called upon to rise. Rise up for humanity. Rise up for sanity in the community. You have to rise up. Otherwise, we shall be condemned to slavery. We shall be ranch animals. All injustices shall be committed in the name of policies, and it will appear as if God has not given us that ability to understand, to be morally just, and to be able to confront. I call upon you, warriors of the world, according to your faiths, according to your geographical positioning, rise up to put sanity in the world. By God's grace, I'm talking from my Christian point of view. You can talk from your other point of view, because I know all these things call upon God. I never used to know the inside part until when I started reading different war manuals And I realized we are all fighting for one thing: human justice, social justice, and spiritual cleanness. I call upon warriors of the world to rise up. Rise up before it's too late. Rise up before we are enslaved. Rise up before we are imprisoned. There comes a time when a situation arises, but you cannot be able to fight because you are gagged all over. So when there's still time, resist. That is my shout out to faith warriors across the world, across the globe. Pick the torch. Arise. It is you. Don't look around. There's no other person who is coming. It is you. You are the warrior. That's my take for now.